Hey folks, welcome. I'm the Shasta One. I hope this stream finds you well. Once again, I'm battling my microphone stand and I'm ready for some Minecraft, baby, and I hope that you are too. I mean, that would only make sense why you're here, right? You're not here to see me ramble in front of a brand new background. I don't know if any of you guys caught that. I updated my stream background for this current world's massive item storage system. It just looks a little cleaner to me. I kind of like the darker background too. It really just brings out the fact that I am truly the whitest man on earth. Do I have some stream music over here? I might get a little like stream background going. Ooh, this looks good. Stream beats. Ooh. This first track is called Death's Embrace. Okay. Enough messing around. Let's jump back in, shall we? Yo, okay, Micah, that's hype. That's hype. That's a strong point to land on at the beginning of the stream. Now you got me curious, man. I'm gonna be spending all stream just thinking about what your red letter day is. He says the stream finds me extremely well. Got some good news today. We'll have to talk later. I'm glad to hear it, man. Looking forward to hearing the deets. And also looking forward to seeing you this weekend. I'm planning on bringing my coffee book that you gave me to this coffee crawl, so I can go from place to place and be like, of course, you know, I got it right here. I'm ready to go. Boom. So folks, at least on the Minecraft front, I can update you on how things have been going on in this world. I think that I've made some pretty visible progress here. Not where I didn't have any fireworks on me. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, look at all this look at all this land I cleared. I've been Paul Bunyaning. Taking down this tree army with nothing but a mighty netherite axe. Isn't that awesome? So I think that the contents of the stream, I could check the thing real quick. Is this something that you would not want me to announce on stream? Is this something that I'm gonna be excited and I'm gonna just want to blurt out? Oh my gosh, This sounds really big. Dang it! Now I want to check. I'm gonna check the phone. Yo. So you think or you know? I don't want to put the dog before the horse here, but that's awesome, dude. Cross fingers that goes through. Here's the hoping. That's hype, dude. So let me walk you through what I did here. Let me tell you, it is currently Monday. What is it, March 14th? Yeah, that's right, it's Pi Day. I made reference to that. And yesterday, I was having a low day. I was feeling bummed out, and nothing was going my way, even though I was trying, because the only way for me to work my way out of these low days is to find something to preoccupy myself, something to occupy my time. That's probably not, sometimes it's Minecraft, but basically, I just put on some of those NPR Tiny Desk concerts. Some real jazzy stuff, man. Just some real beautiful music. And I made this. Killberry's gonna be happy. It's a lot of lapis. Look at that, it got some lapis detail work at the top here. I worked some obsidian in there for Zeta as well. Never mind the construction. This is here because I still have plenty of item filters to do. But y'all, I low-key love this floor. You might find it a bit busy, and I haven't seen it without the shaders. But this is awesome because what this is, every single stair block that you see here is unlimited water. It's like having a very decorative, very present water source block that I will never get stuck in or slowed down. I worked some diamond turquoise in there because I didn't mine all those diamonds for nothing, even though I'll never use them for anything besides this kind of thing. And I even cleaned up my little easy exit area up here too. Hopefully this background music is not too distracting for you guys. It's almost a little too distracting for me. I might have to go back to my soundless streams. But more and more of this has been filled out. I am in fact going to eat a slice of pumpkin pie for Pie Day. One of the few round things in this game. What's up, Proxy Log? A rare commentator, a rare commenter in the chat. What's up, dude? This is basically how I've been spending my free time since Christmas Eve. You found me in my hardcore world. So I'm at this, once again, I find myself at this point where I'm in between projects, where this occupied my time for like a solid week and a half, maybe like 2 weeks, I don't know. And it's done. There's still a few items in here that like I said, they're not fully filtered out. Like I don't have 40 pieces of raw salmon to put into this this grand sorting mechanism. But this is close enough. You did have to, I mean, real life it's different than Twitch, right? But it's true, we did have dinner within the past week. I barely closed this up. Like, if I mine this out, hello world. But it's enough. I don't think that I'm going to be doing much digging in the ground on top of this thing. Also, something that you guys never would have noticed, but it's going to bug me if I don't point it out, is that in order to put these walls up, I actually had to push back these little connecting hopper pipes by 1 block. It was so freaking obnoxious. Xtanium! Mark his attendance. It's still flawless. You'll get a little ribbon at the end of the school year if you have perfect attendance on my stream. God, that's a throwback for me. Good old system.out.println, which is not a link, thankfully. Hello, world. So I think that what I'm going to work on today is I'm finally going to get a road going and get the outlines of some buildings, maybe, for the village that I'm doing across the bridgeway. So, Xtanium, maybe you could explain to me, what is the point of alert command exactly? What does alert command do? Does it just mean that you're just chilling in the background with the stream up? But like, what's the point of like having a command for it? As you know, I am still 5 years on a complete Twitch scrub. Absent Crabson, good to see ya. I hope your week's off to a good start. Heck, I hope your last week was good. Been a little bit. Thank you, Log. It appears that he's not responding because he ain't talking. I was actually just at this iron farm. I feel you. Longer explanation in Telegram. Yeah, Twitch is maybe not the best medium for sharing that magnitude of good news. Oh, that's where my extra shulker box went. I wonder, I think I have zombie flesh auto-sorted. I definitely have sticks auto-sorted. Do I have oak logs? I have a whole spreadsheet that I showed you yesterday. Not yesterday, but yesterstream. Where I have all these organized. Which ones I have sorted out, which ones I do not. But it's been a pretty crazy week. I'm still a little scatterbrained. Look at him go, though. There goes the items into the auto sorter. Nice little greenhouse area. And off they go into the machine, dude. I got you, man. This is actually one of those rare days where I actually had a little bit of You know, I made a proper announcement for my stream instead of just being like, hey, going live in 5 minutes. I've had a pretty structured day, actually. I'm taking another stab at using one of those, like, to-do list apps on my phone. Because otherwise, my day is just, like, disorganized chaos. I still find a way to get stuff done, but in nowhere near the efficiency that I otherwise would. I think that, they usually don't work for me because I miss one task, and then I'm like, well, fuck it. The whole thing is just, let's blow the whole thing up. It's over. So we'll see how long this run lasts. So I got andesite, cobble, gravel. Well, Log, if you're on the official Shasta One Discord, that is where I put my stream notifications. I don't blow up my social media with this stuff. It's just if people want to see the stream and they want to be notified ahead of time, they got the official Discord, baby, which you can find. I get to show this up. Bam. Right there. Alright, so I need to find myself some... I'm going to do a couple andesite. Couple of cobble. Some path blocks. We threw some gravel in there as well. And we're going to need some stairs. So, might as well also slab it up. Indeed, Signal is a messaging app, but I'm not sure how to follow that. I don't know what the context to that is. I guess I could take some buttons. Buttons are just kind of, you know, they're flavor. You know, you just scatter a few buttons on top of your meal like some greenery, right? Some cilantro at the very end of something that you're making. Just sprinkle it on top. That's what buttons are. Just a little piece of road seasoning. I think that so I had a personal Discord that I also was slowly turning into my Twitch Discord as well, and I really wanted to keep my personal life and my Twitch life separate as like more people were joining the Discord. So I pretty much just abandoned the old one, the Legbird Discord. So now I just have like the public Blue Cat one, and the other one, I haven't used that in like 2 years. Texture, that's the word I'm looking for. Thank you, Alpine. Oh no, I like seasoning. I guess in the non-food metaphor, they add texture. In the food metaphor, they add seasoning. A little bit of flavor. Okay, let me see if I can do this right. Also, yes, I do. I was going to go back for a bet if I didn't have it on me. So yeah, because I was kind of bumming yesterday, I was listening to those Tiny Desk concerts, and if you're not like following them, if you haven't sat down and watched a few of those, they're so good, dude. Like even if it's a genre that you're not even particularly interested in, oh man, they hit so hard. They're so good. Oh. I can't take that kind of unabashed sweetness from you, Lug. It's too much, man. How did I do this before? I said this is how I was making my road back there on stream. Like, making quote-unquote randomized textures is one of the hardest things that you can do in this game. It's just not my style, said Casey. But that's okay. We'll figure it out. I'll probably keep this a gradual slope and have just like a reinforcement wall right there just to separate things out a little bit. Again, that kind of defeats the purpose of
Neighbor,
Oh, what's
how
this?
long has it been since you had a big, thick, steaming bowl of whoop rat jelly? Well, that's too long.
Enrique Mendez 123. Welcome to the One Can Wolfpack. Hey, I appreciate the follow. And I hope you're crushing your Monday. Hope you're having a good one out there.
Nice.
I should actually
Fancy.
Yeah. Oh,
Fancy bitch.
So
All
fancy.
bougie and
suddenly-
shit.
Proxy Log, you fancy bitch. Thanks for being all bougie and shit for 4 months. Your Twitch Prime donations go towards this very low budget operation. Where I've bought one PC game in the course of like 5 years. And that was the one that I'm gonna play after I'm done with this hardcore world, which hopefully, knock on wood, is still quite some time ahead of us. The Outer Worlds. Not to be confused with the Outer Wilds, like I often am. Actually, I want to keep that shovel there, though. I also want to keep my sword out, though. Unknown X, welcome back. Good to see you. How many totems of Undying do I have? So, I currently have 2 double chests worth of totems of Undying. So that means what? 9 times 6, 54 times 2, that's 108 plus the one I'm holding. So I currently have 109 totems of Undying. And I would have a lot more if they are not literal trash to me. I have a raid farm, and they just block up my raid farm. So as I receive them, I literally just throw them off the edge. I literally throw my extra totems of Undying into the ocean. Because I'm just living large, baby. I'm that successful. Before my head gets too big, of course, this is the only time that I've ever been this successful in a Minecraft world, so it truly is a privilege to have lived this long. I don't let it get to me. I try to keep myself humble about that ever increasing day count on this world, because I know that when the day comes and I lose it all, it's gonna hit me like a truck, man. The less attached I am with this world, probably the better. But it's so dang pretty, man. Yeah, I think basically all I did off stream yesterday was I made that center hub room. And he just showed up, Kevin. You can ban him if you want. So the project Unknown X is I cleared out all this land. This was covered with trees, as you may recall. And I'm going to just turn this into an open village for my villagers. So I want to have a trade hall. I'll walk you through this. It's going to be tough without like an overhead view. So in fact, let me pull up an overhead view. Bang. All right, where are we at? So this is home. I can't do this full screen, unfortunately. There's the bridge. Ultimately, I want this whole cleared out area here to be covered in roads and just random villager buildings. I want all the buildings to be, okay, I had to make sure that that's still paused. I want all the buildings to be in the same style as my house. So we're talking like a cobblestone foundation in first floor. The second floor is going to be polished diorite, the white stone, with spruce logs and a deep slate tile roof. So like a very dark tiled roof. Henrique, welcome. Again, thanks for the follow. And that's hype that you're going to catch up on the VODs. I only just started that back in January. So unfortunately, the first 6 real life days of content from this world have been lost to the sands of time. But yeah, there's a lot, hours and hours of content on that YouTube channel. And I hope you enjoy it. Pretty hyped. Hyped to have you here. So, this will be a village. This part right here where these mushrooms are, this nice curved part, that's going to be like a small port area. There's going to be a few like small docks for ships to cruise on up to and unload their wares. And I was talking this over with Absent Crabson, and this area here, I think, is going to be like a trading area, like a trading, like an open air bazaar, kind of. I want to have a few like different colored wool tents here. Maybe like a lighthouse over here at the end to like mark the opening of this river. None of these areas are named. This is kind of unlike me. Usually I like naming different parts of the map. And here I haven't done so at all. It's just, I've been keeping it impersonal, been keeping it professional, calling it World 11. You know, I'm keeping this world at arm's length. I don't want to get too attached. It's like when my family raised cows and my mom decided to name a few of the cows, and then she, you know, wasn't too pleased when they showed up in the freezer a few months later. You got to have some kind of detachment with the things that are temporary in your life. But so I'm seeing a coastal or a riverside road because the land is highest right here along the river. So I'm going to run a road right along here. Probably going to run a road down here as well, just connecting to the open area. Again, a nice port. I'll probably like build a small boat in this open area, which I actually had to dig out, unfortunately. And the plan is to just cover this whole island. I want this to be like a big, expansive island village. And then we'll see. I want to expand out to this side. I want to have a few bridges going across. And I don't know, I might expand out, like, everything that is snow here is mountain. And I want to specifically put, like, a mountain fortress on this one right here. Just a very dark, imposing brick castle with a winding road going up to it. You know, beset with pitfalls and evil. I don't know, something like that. When I have this overhead view, I can dream for days. The problem is, I only have a limited amount of time. Yeah, close that real quick. I only have a limited amount of time. And I have so much that I want to do. That's always the issue with these Minecraft worlds. Also, we just dig a little deep. Boom. You get an idea of just how big that trading hall is right there. Freaking huge, man. That's all redstone, baby. Alpine, this is Minutor. It's a mapper that I've been using going back to, I think, 2011. Made by a guy named Sean Code 2. It's just a nice way to get like an overhead visualization of your single player worlds. Just quit my job, you know, on my worst days. Sometimes I think about it. Not vanilla. It is vanilla. It doesn't change the game files at all. It just reads them. Yeah, I've heard of that, Xtanium, and would you believe me if I said I've never tried it? If you make a map and a banner, you place down the banner, right-click it with the map, it creates a waypoint. That would be so cool, dude. Because I have my map, and with the Elytra, it's not as painful as it used to be to map things out. Oh, I would try it now, but I'm deep in this, man. I gotta stay focused on the task at hand, otherwise I'll get nothing done. You know how these streams go anyway. I've got enough trouble getting anything done on these streams as it is. Boom. I like working those path blocks in, dude. Yeah, that's good. Save myself a little trouble. That one's gonna be on the side, so gotta raise it up a little bit. And I don't have that much to really catch up on from last stream, because that was just what, Saturday, a couple days ago. Sunday, I was a little down, so I was just playing a little Minecraft off stream. Saturday night, Zeta dragged me out to an Irish pub for dinner, and because it's so close to St. Patrick's Day, they had bagpipes, dude. They had 3 bagpipes playing in the background, and they would just like roam around the outside patio, just blasting their version of Irish pump up music from the 1700s. It was a bit much. It was a bit much. I think it was Robin Williams who said, you know, there's a saying that every musical instrument is an approximation of someone's voice, and God, it would be terrible to be the person that bagpipes were based on. Just a squawk. That said, I have a buddy. Bought himself a pair of bagpipes not too long ago. Well, a long time ago at this point. He bought a set of bagpipes, and it was only after the bagpipes arrived that he found out that they were just for show only, so they weren't actually functional bagpipes. Also, why am I continuing this up? This is not a raised road. We're good here. I'm kind of interested to see how I'm gonna do them too. I can show you how I've done them before. This road up top here is gonna be very similar to this road right over here. Like, oh, I gotta get some mossy cobble to work in there too. So, really, this is also how I do straight lines. Basically, how roads work in Minecraft is that you cannot have them uniform, and you cannot have them just going perfectly straight, because that just looks alien, it looks wrong, it looks less natural. Basically, like, the idea of anything in Minecraft is you want to, like, surprise the eyes a little bit. You don't want to have too many straight lines. Like, this is probably almost too straight right there. I'm learning these rules as I go along, by the way, so I didn't know that when I made these paths. You see, they're all uniform, they're perfectly straight, and that's just, there's something that looks weird about that. It doesn't really rub me the right way. And I think I would have been perfectly fine if some 12-year-old on the internet had not have told me otherwise. That changed everything. And bust out a stone cutter and mix things up a little bit. Save a few resources, maybe. That's already pretty uniform. So this road is going to, let me just go straight up real quick. It's just going to follow this raised area right here. So just go right up here, move right along, and I'm going to replace the trees, okay? I'm not a complete monster, but I got to visualize the landscape, and I got to strategically place these trees, you know? So I may do like a little house down here on the edge. Run the road like right along here still. And I don't know about, probably go around that mess. See, I just picked up a random set of sticks there. We're moving into my freshly lumbered part of the world. I'm making this up as I go along, man. If it looks like I've got a plan, it's a pretty loose plan. It's controlled chaos. You gotta start out with an idea and just start placing one block at a time. Because otherwise, like, if you wait for like the perfect idea to come to you, then you're never gonna get started. Ask me how I know. Ask me how I know about that. It's because like I would spend so long just intimidating myself to death. I would just like give up on a Minecraft world because I had these big dreams for it, and I was so afraid of fucking them up that I just never started them at all. And I think that's tragic. Kind of a groovy beat. Unknown X, I am the grumpy old guy who lives up on the hill. Maybe that should be my house. I can just sit up there and just look down on all these villagers going up the hill, like living up the hill, and just shake my cane at them. Nah! See, Proxylog, perhaps maybe you don't know how this stream works. This is more like a platform for me to just ramble. than actually build sometimes. I try to keep a good mix of things. I just feel incapable of shutting up when I'm working on something. Okay. As Bob Ross said, no such thing as mistakes, just happy little accidents. Gonna use that to our advantage as a somewhat randomized little mistake there. It's true. It's a talent that I had to cultivate. The inability to shut up. Oh, I like that. Coarse dirt. I might have to... How do you even make coarse dirt? I know you can make coarse dirt because it sits underneath azalea trees. And that's all I know. I was also looking... Let me see. Can I just search up coarse dirt? You can. Oh, it's half gravel and half dirt. That's cool. It's true. Proxylog has always been loquacious, Mrs. Aguilar would say. For me, I remember my first streams back in 2017 when I was but a lowly Grand Theft Auto streamer. Like, I would just sit in my living room. My webcam was mounted on top of my flat screen TV because that was my PC setup. And I was like, do I stream tonight? Because what if I get like 15 minutes in and I get stage fright on the internet? Like, what do I do? What do I do? And then it took me probably about a month for me to be like, oh yeah, I don't have to give a fuck about that. Oh yeah, I was back here to gather some coarse dirt. Some coarse dirte. Where's my dirt at? Kaboom. Where's my gravel at? Right next to the dirt. Coarse dirt's kind of expensive. Actually, no, it's not. It gives you 4? Watch this. Boom. Coarse dirt for days. It's true. That keyboard, I was actually just talking about that keyboard last stream, Log. It is right over there, immediately to my right. I now use it to record drum parts from across the room. And my first one of that model took a very long drink of vodka and was never the same. So that's my second of the same model. Ooh, Extanium sounds good. Gonna test out the banner. Because I do need to have like a proper in-game large map with all of my different builds marked out. Because I've stayed pretty close to home, but I've got a raid farm about 3,000 blocks up yonder north way. I got a witch farm up yonder that way. And then I got a guardian farm about 1,000 blocks yonder that way. So actually, yeah, there is quite a few things that are yonder. I kind of like that. That could work his way in. Boom. See if I can still make it work. All right. So I may regret using half slabs because, like, if you were here for the Chumbawamba hardcore run back in year of our Lord 2020, I wound up making like a pretty badass sewer system underneath my roads, if I do say so myself. And I did wind up regretting using, like, cheating like this. That's true. Most things do, in fact, change after a long old sippy of the Vsauce. Not the YouTube Vsauce. The vodka sauce. The sauce I cook with. Sometimes I even put it in the food. Hew. That's one of those just, like, you know, suburban, edgy kitchen magnets, right? Like just past the live, laugh, love living room, you walk into the kitchen and there's like a tablecloth that says, "I love cooking with wine." Sometimes I even sometimes even put it in the food. I got friends, man. I joke with them about that and they point at me and they're like, "Shasta, It'll happen to you. And that may be true. But not yet. Fighting the impulse. I've heard this number. So I'm gonna leave the punchline to Proxy Log, but hey, he says, how's a non-binary samurai kill people? They slash them. There you go. Ooh, so I think that this is a good spot to use some of these slabby boys. Crap, did I not bring cobblestone slabs? No! The sheer amount of blocks this takes. This is why survival is brutal sometimes. It's not the surviving part, the limited inventory. All right. Extanium. Let's check the Discord. Let me do that. I gotta do this before I lose my train of thought. Then I absolutely will. My train of thought is still boarding at the station, as they say. I think that was a Calvin and Hobbes joke. Okay. Is a video. I'm trying to. Oh.
Okay, watch this. So I made. So I have the map. I have the banner. And so let me get a normal.
Why can't I
banner.
control the volume on this? Off he goes. Yeah, there it is. The banner's on the map. That's dope, dude. Yeah, proxy log. The elytra changes everything, dude. Like I did the first time. This is the first time I've ever earned the elytra. You basically get it by beating the dragon and going to these end cities. It's like a whole different step in the end after you take on the dragon. And it was one of the more terrifying and exhilarating experiences of my life. Because I got down to, I think, 2 hearts. I was attacked by an Enderman, and I pretty much survived only by dumb luck, which is the only kind of luck I have. I don't have a lot of smart luck. Luck that I kind of like walked my way into. Extanium says, if you name the banner and place it, the banner on the map will be named what you named the banner. Nice, dude. Dude, especially once this starts getting built up, I'm definitely going to use that. Because that is hype. Yeah, I'm digging up that torch. I gotta remember to place it, though. Yes, the name of the stream is Shasta Builds a Road. This is the kind of exhilarating content that you can expect around here. These stream beats are a jam. Are we sure that this is copyright-free music? Honestly, I'm not sure it is. A good chunk of this VOD might get muted, man. Stream beats. Ah, well, here's to hoping. Quantagon, welcome back, dude. Abogus. Toss a poop cowboy your way. With a random granny face in there. Oops. Dude, this shovel's just OP. It's too powerful. I would do something like this. Oh, what? This bridge? This is all new as of today. But, you know, this pretty deep slate suspension bridge has been here for about a month. I'm still, dude, this bridge, the bridge and the giant glass cactus, I think, they really define this world quite a bit. And I'm gonna fix these. I'm gonna make that just like proper stone on the side, but that's detail work. I gotta prioritize some things, right? Gotta prioritize actually making the road. Yeah, store up some coarse dirt so I don't wind up losing some items, because y'all know I'm a notorious Minecraft pack rat here. Could you imagine? Could you imagine just like the stupid amount of cacti I would get from a world height glass cactus farm? That would be nuts, dude. I found a way to use the excess cacti that I get from that farm, because even with 5 double chests, it's already full to bursting. So I actually took a lot of them and I just ran them through my auto bone meal generator, which is basically just a chest into a composter into a collection chest. And I don't know. Before I say anything, you know, I know that some farms rely on gratuitous amounts of bone meal. Like moss farms, tree farms, infinite food, even though I've already got that. So maybe I shouldn't say I'll never need that much bone meal. Have I seen any good movies lately? I'm not much of a watcher. I'm not much of a watcher in general, like TV or movies at the moment. It's like there's always something. It seems like there's always something else to hold my attention. Even when I'm just playing games anymore, I gotta be like, I gotta create content. Gotta throw the webcam on. So I'm not even like playing Minecraft with a movie on my other screen here lately. So I saw Star Wars: A New Hope in my local movie theater, which was an awesome experience. But I haven't seen any like new movies or watched anything. My Netflix right now is I'll need 3 in a row there. My Netflix is tragically gathering dust. But I'm open to suggestions if you guys have seen something pretty good lately. I know Unknown X just got done seeing The Batman. And I probably will. I'll probably see that at some point. Actually, I'll put that there. I almost feel a need to see The Batman. Let's steer this in a kind of random direction. But I want to steer in a... I want to avoid using half slabs as much as possible. Like, I could make this whole thing just slabs, but it's kind of a limited block palette, and I want to keep things, kind of want to keep a variety going, so I'm going to hold off on that. This does bother me, though, so got to fill that in. There we go. Yeah, movies are... It's just not much of a... I wish part of me wishes that I had more to speak of when it comes to movies. Because it just seems like there's very few things that just really unify us all. You know, just under one big cultural banner. And movies used to be that. Music used to be that. And now that we have, like, the whole world, like, worlds of content at our fingertips. Like, you might be watching the Shasta one on Twitch when you would normally be watching your, you know, whatever 6 o'clock regular TV show you came on. You could talk to your coworkers or fellow students at the water cooler in the next morning. Like, that's not so much of a thing anymore. And I think that's just the nature of having a little more choice with our media, which is pretty cool. Something's lost there as well, is what I'm getting at. But not enough that I'm gonna, like, bemoan its absence. Oh, no, you see that? This is too dang diagonal for me, man. So instead, I'm going to move it out this way a little bit. Random enough? I think so. Gotta work some of that coarse dirt in there, though. I like that. Any addition in this game, it takes me like a solid 2 years for me to come around to, like, actually using it in a build. So I'm finally coming around to using coarse dirt. This is what you're seeing here is personal development. Right here on stream. That is kind of wild. Not a single Star Wars. Man. I think that, if anything, Episode 4, Star Wars A New Hope, released in 1977, and The Empire Strikes Back are just excellent, excellent movies. Everything else, you know, they're spectacles, and Star Wars has this huge footprint in cinema, just like the groundbreaking special effects, both visual and audio, and the soundtrack. Like, all those three coming together in one film was just crazy. It literally changed movie making. Now, without that context, would it still be like an impressive, fun movie? I think at least Star Wars A New Hope and The Empire Strikes Back definitely are. They definitely fit that bill. Actually, it's funny that you mentioned the community. I think Star Wars is one of those that it's best enjoyed if you just don't talk about it with other people. The Star Wars community has been around for decades, and like some of it still has that genuine excitement that like the best space fantasy films will give you, space operas, as some people like to call it. But like, there's also a lot of toxicity that's been there for decades as well in the Star Wars community. So like, yeah, man, sit down and watch them, but you know, maybe don't listen to the loud voices on the internet about Star Wars, myself included. I think maybe it's best enjoyed without that. But I'm biased because I love Star Wars to death. And I don't particularly enjoy the newer films, but like I'll always have the old ones, and it's cool that new Star Wars content is still being made here in 2022. That's pretty hype. There's people exist out there who, if you told them you haven't seen Star Wars, they will flip their shit, and they'll invite themselves over to your house and say, "Oh my God, we're watching this tonight. How have you not experienced this cultural milestone?" And you're like, yeah, you know, been watching other things. The Shasta one on Twitch, have you heard of him? Yeah, I'd encourage you to, but I wouldn't ring your arm about it. Kilberry didn't watch them until last year. She thought they were entertaining. Oh my god, Quantagon, you're the worst. The worst. Speaking of which, I thought I would just drop by and say hello because I'm going to be watching this underrated movie called The Smurfs 2 and not a movie called All About Lily Chow Chow. Oh god. I couldn't do it, man. I don't even know if I could do it for the memes, the Smurfs movies. Like, I'm good, you know? Nice, man. Actually, you know, Unknown X, you and you have Star Wars, I have Harry Potter. I've never seen a Harry Potter movie all the way through. The closest I got was watching the alternate soundtrack for the first one, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, which the alternate soundtrack is called Wizard People, Dear Reader, where Brad Neely narrates over the entirety of Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone on mute and delivers his own soundtrack and candid commentary, and it's hysterical. I laughed my ass off watching that. Because, you know, he describes Harry freaking Potter as this 11-year-old wizard with a huge ego, and everyone treats him, they describe him as a walking atom bomb. He has more power than God, and just it was hilarious. That said, like, I'm not completely ignorant to Harry Potter because I loved those books as a kid. I've brought it up countless times, but the first time that I ever flew in a plane, my grandma flew me, one of my siblings, and my cousin out to New York City for the midnight premiere of the 7th book back in 2007. And that was just one of the coolest gifts that I have ever received. And even back then, there were shitlords on the internet. So I had that book read before we even got back on the plane. Like, it was one of the fastest reads of my life. And it was a pretty good book. I loved it, man. I thought that she ended that book series just beautifully. And I was so connected to the characters that I had built up in my head that I was super, super reluctant to watch any of the films. And that reluctance just almost turned into a hobby, you know? It's basically like my big... You ever play that game, Never Have I Ever? I mean, that's my guarantee that I can drop pretty much every other finger, you know, every other person's finger in that game. Just never have I ever seen a Harry Potter movie all the way through. Everyone's just like, Shasta, putting the finger down. I can't believe you. To keep that one in my back pocket in case I'm losing that game. Actually, what do you guys think? This is looking pretty good. I kind of like it. Damn, Kevin. You're so freaking tall. Like, you have more bone surface area to break than the rest of us, and you still haven't? Shocking. I was about to say, I don't think that I've been diagnosed with a broken bone, but that's not true. I actually got my ribs x-rayed. So I broke 3 ribs, and I probably broke my wrist in 7th grade because every time I give somebody a firm handshake now, my wrist just like explodes noticeably. It freaks people out, which is pretty awesome. Just walk to a business meeting. Hello, I'm Shasta McShasta. Exactly, dude. Unknown X says, I think character development in series are huge, and they did it well with Potter. I absolutely agree with that. Like, so many characters. There was so much character growth in that series. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. How have you never broken anything? Oh my god. Actually, I'm just leave that a grass block. That'll be good. That's why I was so big into Stephen King when I was younger, like high school age. I think high school age is like the perfect age to really get into Stephen King. I read a few of his books in grade school and probably shouldn't, just because he does characterization so well. Which is, you know, tangential, but not exactly character development. But, oh, his characters are just so good. And you like to think that they grow over the course of the book. Get that one, coarse dirt. Oh my gosh. Kilberry broke her ankle in 8th grade and had to wear an air boot for months. Long enough that I learned to run in it. The doctor was... Oh, I would imagine the doctor's just like, What are you doing? Keep weight off of it. But Kilberry, like Bruce Springsteen, was born to run. Had to work that in there. Literally ran a race with Kilberry. And listened to a fantastic interview with Bruce Springsteen in podcast form a few days ago. Make that a nice L shape. You think Bob Ross would have been a Minecrafter? If he'd been around nowadays? Just abandon that wet-on-wet technique on PBS and be like, and now we're going to plant some happy trees. And we're going to expand their growth with this bone meal. I think he would. Put that one there, that's good. Man, that's the stuff too. You don't even realize sometimes that those injuries are gonna stick with you and just have a lasting impact of it. That blows. Kilberry, I'm getting back into it. I ran yesterday for the first time in about a month. And my legs were sore this morning. My lungs were on fire while I was running it yesterday. And I went out and did like a little recovery run today, which went so much better. I've definitely lost a step or two since the half marathon in December. I feel like that's just a side effect of just being the most flexible man alive, Proxy Log. You just have some terrible sprains. All right, Unknown X, thanks for stopping by, dude. Good to see you, and have a good week. Catch you next time. I was like having a hat on my streams, so I could just do like the little bill tip as people come and go. I like that. It's an aesthetic choice. I feel like the amount of time that I've spent just thinking about going for a run, that's effort in itself. Sometimes I exhaust myself thinking of whether I'm going to go on a run or not. I'm like, I could just like put on shorts and lace up. And then I just like every thought that I have, I just sink further into the couch. I've been there. Full credit to Zeta for getting me out the door yesterday, because I was just like blobbing, you know, not feeling great, angry at the world. She's like, you should go for a run. I was like, no, running's stupid. Then a few hours later, I'm just like, I'll go for a run. I was just talking with my sister about that tonight. We gotta set a date so I can train for it in full. So we may not have. Here's the thing: half marathons and marathons, they cluster, right? They cluster in like the late fall around Thanksgiving, and they cluster in like late spring, like April or May. So we're definitely not going to hit next month or May. So realistically, we're probably going to have to run it in the fall after her milestone birthday. So I hope that she's cool with that part. I got to talk to her about that. But she's crushing it. Like, she's pretty deep into training at this point. So if she wants to run it in May, then I've got some catching up to do. She's probably going to pass me up. But, you know, she was a college runner, and I spent my college drinking beer and playing Minecraft. So I would expect her to pass me up a little bit. How is this? Is this too random? Saw some of that. I can't have too much grass in there, otherwise you risk just completely losing the path. Dude, watching a half marathon is exhausting. Micah found that out just in December. Micah was logging his steps while Killberry and I were running, and he I think he walked 6 or 7 miles by the time the day was through, which is, you know, half a half marathon. Yeah, you know. My college life is a little different than my life now. Phew. I think that, you know, college is this time of rapid, you know, character development and personalization. You know, you really come into your own as a person once you're outside the house and you can just, like, be your own dude or your own dudette. But I also feel like your first few years out in the free world, outside the confines of higher education, they're also pretty developmental. You'll learn some lessons. It's the same but different. I feel like that goes for just about anybody at any point in their life, though. That was Micah's plan with me, but Mama had other plans for them, and Micah ended up walking like 6 miles. That's true. It wasn't on his own behalf. He was following around some other spectators who were there. I think that's true in some ways, Proxy Log. You'll never have more freedom than when in college, because you got a pretty loose schedule, and you're out there just doing your own thing, you know? But at the same time, like, I didn't have any income coming in during college. So I was kind of limited just by not being able to afford to go and do things. So it's a different kind of freedom, for sure. Yeah, having a kid, you know, that may also limit your freedom options, but it also opens up new avenues. So, you know, I like to think that equals out. Where's my... Do I have no more half slabs of andesite? I do not. I need to bring a stonecutter out here. It's a trap! Just glance over at the chat. At the parents in the room. Take a powerful sip of my invisible cup on that note. Delicious. Fresh water. Yeah, if only that was the case, Proxy Log. As long as my team says I'm currently active, I could do whatever I want. Yeah, I don't think so. That may work out for some programmers who do not work for an integrator. So, I came here for the stone cutter, which I'm actually going to take with me, I believe. Yeah, I should do that. Very true. Management, that's definitely the case. Just in case, send a few emails, check in on your team. You know, hey man, you got this finished yet? And then just return to your crossword puzzle. Keep your legs up on the desk until someone knocks. Oh man. I rubbed my eye and that was a mistake because I just started this infinite loop of rubbing my eye and it'll be watery through the end of the stream, so please stand by. I like this. This is coming out nice. I think that every programmer has heard those stories of someone who's just came into a job that could easily be automated, and then they just automate their entire job. They just schedule emails to go out, that kind of thing, like ProxyLog is saying. I don't think they ever like end that well, but it usually comes out with the developer, the programmer, coming up with all these skills which helps them at their next job. But usually, you know, management's not too happy to hear that they've been they could have been so much more productive. Okay, that's a little too skinny for me. Branch this bad boy out a little bit. Oops. There we go. Get a little width on this road. Dude, day 1015. I see 4 digits on that day count and I get so happy. So dope. Okay, so what am I gonna do here? Am I actually gonna go up this thing? Maybe I should wind around it and then go up here. I think that's what I'm going to do. Yeah. Yep, that's the way. This is the way. I'm getting a little better at randomizing this block placement. I think the key is actually just to do this while I'm streaming, so I'm not really thinking about what I'm doing. I'm just kind of rambling. Sometimes I feel like that, Log. Like in Minecraft, the hardest part of any hardcore run is the beginning. Because you gotta throw yourself out there. You gotta grind for materials, and the whole time you're vulnerable. You don't have a Totem of Undying, you usually don't have complete armor, and you gotta take on a freaking dragon? You gotta take on a wither? I mean, come on. Come on! That's ludicrous! Rap name Luda, real name Chris? And once you get past that, once you get infinite Totems of Undying, like, what are you gonna do? Right? So I've said it before, and I'm so confident that this is how this world is going to end. And in fact, I've told this to you, Lug, as I recall, in Signal. I think that the way that this world is going to end is one day I'm going to leave my game unpaused. I'm going to walk away. And while I'm gone, a zombie's just going to walk up and kill me. And then kill me again with my Totem of Undying. And I'll sit back down. And I'll have myself a good cry. I hope it doesn't work out like that. Like, I hope when World 11 ends, I hope it happens on stream and you all can point and laugh at me. There goes a week of your life, loser! Nah. I've thought about this a lot, like how I'm going to react when it all ends. And like I don't even know. Maybe I'll just laugh. Maybe I'll be exasperated. Like I saw that when Philza, right? When he lost his 5-year hardcore world, he was just like, "Really? That's how it ends? That's how it ends, right? That's it? Really?" So maybe that would be my reaction too. I don't know. Maybe I would just fall silent, you know? Oh, I'm just so speechless right now. I don't know. This doesn't feel like a prison at all, though. Like, so often, like, what, you may know this, Lug. What happens with my dynamic in these Minecraft worlds is that I get started and I love the early game. I love the thrill and the challenge of that early survival. And as I develop it and I get more advanced tools and just get an infinite block set and nothing's really challenging anymore, I lose interest in it and I just want to start a fresh world. And I am 252 3/4 real life hours into this world. Over 10 days. Like, hours are rounding errors at this point. And I'm still super invested in this world. Super invested in this world. I know, it's a scary number. Like, a lot of my free time has gone into this world because I'm so freaking excited about it. And I feel like that excitement means something. And I think that, you know, my enthusiasm bleeds over into it, like into you guys, you know? And maybe you guys can also like feel that kind of enthusiasm I have for this world, and you know, you get a little entertainment value out of it. You guys who follow along as I go through this world, you understand the investment in it and how intense this is, even if it got a little elevator music going. Dude, I've thought about that too, like my full Minecraft play count going back to September of 2010. That's scary, dude. That's one of those numbers that like I don't even want to know. That would have been, I think that my accidental sense of tragic comedic timing is unmatched. And I feel like that would have been just the perfect time. It could have happened right there, I swear. Just a creeper out of the sky, dude. Where's my mossy at? Give me some of that mossy. Yeah, man, I remember Xfire. I never used it myself, just because at the time that Xfire was popular, I was playing Halo 1 and Delta Force 2, of course, on my parents' Dell Optiplex PC in 2003. Dude, League tracks that shit. I feel like with such like an addictive, like, I don't know, game as your job kind of feeling that League of Legends gives me, I'm surprised they even want you to know that kind of thing. And yeah, 1,500 hours, that's not bad. Like, I have 1,500 hours of Rocket League, just going back to 2015, and I haven't played that game in like 2 years. So, before I was back on my Minecraft, just drug addiction, it was definitely Rocket League for me. There was a miserable time in my life where just I would get off of work and I would just boot up Rocket League immediately and just play that until it was time to go to bed. And I still love that game. I'm just so burnt out on it. I'm done, man. I'm just done. I tell Zimba and I tell Bustin' Chuck every time I see him, it's just like, man, I love you guys. I just don't love Rocket League anymore. It took too much of my life. Ooh, that's a bit much. Here's how we're gonna do this. That changed everything. Boom. This dirt here, we're gonna make it coarse. Yeah. Masterpiece. Mwah. So mechanically, I was not too good at Rocket League, I feel like. But Rocket League's matchmaking is so good that it's designed to make you feel like trash, even in games that you win. So I'm not sure how accurate my perspective is, especially since I haven't played in a couple years. But I really do think that I was carried mostly by really good teammates. Like the night that me and Kevin befriended Hank, like that's when my Rocket League trajectory just went fucking astronomical. Because Hank is so good. And basically I just learned how to rotate and just be a good support. And Hank even put together like a full-on Rocket League Bible for me. I think it was entitled Why Shasta Sucks at Rocket League and How He Could Get Better. And that was the beginning of the end. I just didn't want to get that good. Basically, I think I just had this terrible habit with Rocket League where like some people, like people who smoke, they get in their car and that's an immediate trigger for them to like reach for a cigarette. That's like how I was with like a cold beer in Rocket League. I sit down for Rocket League and like, man, you know what would go really good with this right now? Just a nice beer. And I had to walk away. A cold beer does sound good. I got some Zippin' Pippin sitting in my fridge right now. I may crack into one of those tonight after this stream. Who knows? To the fridge! Says Proxy Log. Y'all, okay, I gotta tell you about this coffee crawl this weekend. So I'm heading up to see Killberry, Micah Ilberry, and Heyo LJ, who every once in a while had stopped by my streams back in the day. Yeah, the city of Maplewood, Missouri is having themselves a coffee crawl, so I'm heading up to hang out with the Ilberries this weekend. Oh, Micah's going to get a cold one as well. Sounded like Mike Shannon. Yeah, grab yourself a cold frosty one. I can't do a Mike Shannon. His voice sounds like he just gargled gravel for 50 years. And I'm just not there yet. I'm getting there. I'm not there yet. Just get on down to Fast Eddie's in Alton, Illinois. You gotta be 21 to enter. They got the coldest beer in town. Oh, I'm gonna miss having him in the booth. And because, okay, yeah, I gotta finish the story. So I put off getting these coffee crawl tickets because, man, I don't know, my schedule's chaos right now. And RIP to the original Fast Eddie, by the way. But so there's two different waves. They have the Sleepin' In wave and the Early Birds wave. And of course, Sleepin' In wave sells out for a coffee crawl. Like, no one wants to get up early for coffee. You want to drag yourself out of bed slowly and crawl to that first cup of caffeine to pop open your eyes at like 10 in the morning. And so they all went to the Sleepin' In tour. And I was way too late to getting tickets. A week before this thing. I was just impulse. what if we did go up there and visit him? It's been a little bit. I'd like to do a coffee crawl, especially since, you know, Micah's got me trying different coffees and whatnot, and trying to expand my coffee palate. And yeah, they were sold out. They were sold out for the late one. So unbeknownst, I told that to the Ilberry clan, and I decided to email the city of Maplewood. And unbeknownst to me, Killberry was in the act of doing the exact same thing. And yeah, when the city got back to me this morning, they're like, "Oh, by the way, do you happen to know a Killberry?" It's like, yes, I do. And it all works out. we were just a one mind track there, Killberry. We got that one figured out. So really, the story of both of us emailing the same the same email account in an attempt to get these tickets that are already sold out, that's my favorite part of the whole story. Oh my gosh, an hour and 22 minutes of work. Proxy log will be in Troy. Yeah, dude, not too far. My Midwest geography's gotten worse, having lived outside of it for so long at this point. That does sound kind of nearby. An all-day tennis tournament. This is a tennis tournament that you're coaching, yeah? Sneak away from those losers. Go try some coffee with us. Nah, that's pretty cool. I put in my due diligence, put in my hours worth of drumming before this stream on the Disney's Descendants musical that I'll be playing. Because I didn't do it all, I didn't touch it all weekend, and I should have. Shame on me. But dude, it all really came together tonight, which was awesome. Like, I'm reading the music again for the first time in like 15 years, and the drum parts are all coming together really smooth. Like super groovy jazz bits, like very heavy on the ride cymbal, like tasteful stuff, you know. And there's also like some tight syncopated like 808 like rap style 80s rap drum sounds that Kanye really popularized over the past 10 years. So I gotta be like, some parts gotta be a drum machine, like super tight, and some parts I gotta be like super loosey-goosey jazz and ragtime. It's gonna be a really fun show, and I'm both nervous and excited. I think the fact that I'm nervous and excited is a good sign for how it's going to go. I need a few more mossy. Fortunately, I got a stone cutter for these things. Bang. Give me some mossy. 808s and heartbreaks. Crazy how Tascam just like put together this random drum machine in the early 80s. Early 80s. It was after the microchip revolution. And it was just like basically a toy, but it was an affordable drum machine, and a bunch of rappers from the East Coast just decided to hop on it and create a whole new genre of music. And that original 808 machine just became so in demand, and they only made them for a few years before they, remade them. It was followed by the less successful but still influential 909. And that, ladies and gentlemen, that's a Shots of Fact moment. Marsha, how about the GIF? Marsha? Shots of Fact moment. Thank you, Marsha. Here we go. Thank you, Proxy Log, and thank you, Monty Poo. I like it. I think I'm getting better. I like this. This seems... Okay, that part's still shit. This part, though, it seems much more natural? It's more natural, let's say, than my first attempt over there, so I'm pretty proud. I mean, With music, it's almost cheating though, right? Right, Log? Like, that's my wheelhouse. I don't think I've ever really like let music go. Oh, that's tragic. I thought I hadn't seen Twitch user Marsha the assistant in quite some time. The password has gone missing. That's almost fitting. That's almost appropriate. Just lost to the sands of Twitch. I think it'll be back. One of these days I'll probably like freak out. Do I know random facts about beavers? They're angry. They were angry for a brief time in the 90s. It's true that the beavers' teeth grow. They continuously grow, so they have to chew on things to like wear them down, right? Or is that just rodents? I mean, beavers are a kind of rodent, right? I don't know. I haven't read that one in a while. I posted a daily space fact yesterday about Uranus, and not a single person made a booty pun. I'm shocked.
Yeah, no,
Fancy, bitch.
so
All
fancy.
bougie and shit.
So fancy and suddenly all bougie and shit. Thank you, Monty Poo. Thank you for the sub. I appreciate it. Actually, Proxy Log, this is your daily space fact. In English, both Uranus and Uranus are correct pronunciations of the planet. Are we doing this again, Killberry? I'm gonna get up on my soapbox. You're gonna make me get up on my soapbox. Don't do it. Pluto is not a planet. It hasn't been since 2006, and it should not have ever been. One is significantly more funny than the other. So Pluto is classified as a dwarf planet, as well as Ceres, Makemake or Makemake. There's a few others in there as well. Eris and Sedna are also dwarf planets. So you could say it's a planet, kind of, as long as you count it as, yeah, you have to put dwarf planet before it. Yes. So in 2000, okay, so you have to understand. In the late 90s and early 2000s, the amount of exoplanets, that is, planets that we've discovered outside the solar system, exploded. It went from like 1 to 5 to a dozen to like dozens being discovered every week. It got stupid. And also, that also means that like we were able to image more rocks in the Kuiper belt, which is this belt of asteroids, like this second belt of asteroids outside of Neptune's orbit. And so we found out that Pluto was just, at the time, the largest of this second asteroid belt outside of Neptune's orbit. And so we're like, okay, so now there's 12 planets? Are we just gonna call all of these planets when we found out that Pluto's not really unique at all? No. There's this international astronomical union called the IAU. Imagine that. That was just like, okay, well, we never really had to think about this before, but we kind of have to categorize what defines a planet now. And so in 2006, they decided that, okay, in order for a thing to be a planet, it has to be spherical, it has to have cleared its orbit of other objects, and that's where Pluto fails. Because Pluto crosses into Neptune's orbit. They will never collide. They're actually in this orbital resonance with each other. Every 2 times that Neptune goes around the sun, Pluto goes around the sun 3 times. They'll never collide because they're like a freeway overchange. One just passes over the other by millions of miles. Anyway, so Pluto had not cleared its orbit, and also it shares its orbit with these other objects that are now called Plutoids. Yeah, they're all named after Pluto. And we've discovered objects that are bigger than Pluto. We discovered objects that are smaller than Pluto, but more massive than Pluto. And, yeah, Pluto just shouldn't be a planet. That's all one big Shasta fact moment. Marsha, thank you. Toss the GIF up there. Woo! Stepping off the soapbox, I'm walking away. Have you guys heard of this game called Minecraft? We're getting back into it. You see, you can say that all you want. It's a dwarf planet. It is not a planet is separate from a dwarf planet. You know? They're separate things. I kind of want to leave a step out there, but I feel like that would just make me angry. Exactly. It's I like that. It's a dwarf it's a dwarf planet, but not a planet. This isn't Nom, Smokey. There are rules. Market 0. Okay, like market 2. Where I'm comfortable, we can market 2. You know, you also mark 2. Nice 2-pack of Wolf Brand chili from your local grocer. Ladies and gentlemen, going back to 1895, the culinary world has been revolutionized. Why did you pick this fancy dinner? Like, you're pairing wines? No, stop it. Just pour yourself a nice big glass of Kool-Aid and pair it with some Wolf Brand chili. That's all you need. That pairing actually sounds kind of gross, but Wolf Brand chili pairs with basically everything except Kool-Aid. It even pairs with wine, I can tell you that. Ladies and gentlemen, don't let Kaiser Bill, the wolf, down. Buy his product today. Yeah. Finger guns. Pew, pew, pew. Oh, yeah, I can see that. Pour the chili into the wine glass. Just. That'd be good. That'd be good. I condone this activity. Just no beans. Make sure no beans get in that wine glass. That's a contaminant. Contamination! You don't want none of that. Oh. There we go. Gotta make this work, you know. I got quiet there for a sec, Proxy. I got quiet there for a sec because I was trying to think of, like, what I would call that, you know? What I would call that chili in a wine glass. And, dude, a Chili Mary. A Chili Mary is perfect. Even just saying it out loud had me going, oh yeah, that's it. That's the one. Okay, we'll see if we can swing this. Man, the thing about these roads is that it takes so long to make them, but they look so freaking good. Like, I gotta do this. I also like how this little bit's lowered. One, because, you know, I could just, like, run up it. But two, it also kind of looks a little more natural. A little more flexibility around these curves. It's, as John Goodman said, it's all coming together. Toss that there, yeah. Kaboom. You know, I didn't have a daily space fact today for the boys. And that's mostly because, you know, June is still, it's so close and yet so far away at the same time. I'm waiting for two things in June, most likely. One is the James Webb Space Telescope to actually be powered up, fully calibrated, a fully operational battle station. And that's probably also when I'll get my Steam Deck. I ain't holding my breath. Although it's so hard not to. I want them both. I want them both so bad. Actually, because I talk about everything here, Proxy Lug. I recently talked about this. How, like, John Goodman, it doesn't matter what he's in, he will steal the show. There's nothing you can do about it. All you can hope is to be a good supporting actor for John Goodman. Even if he is by title the supporting actor in your movie, no. He's going to take the lead in any scene he's in. And oh my gosh, Big Dan he's so good. He's so good. Also just like what a believable, just great character. Oh my god. What's up, Zimba? What show? I don't see it. John Goodman must have taken it again. What a jerk. First of all, John Goodman, how dare you? Stealing shows that honest people have been putting together for years? Hey man, I'm digging too much dirt. Too much of that deer tay. Let me toss a little bit of it in here. Oh, let me toss a little bit of it. Oh. It's just a bit much, you know? I think, yeah, the quintessential John Goodman film, I feel, for me, I'm gonna pretense this because there's no objective fact here. I just love him in The Big Lebowski. Like, he's just so good. What are you talking about, Walter? This isn't Vietnam! So good. So good. And I'd forgotten about him as Big Dan. But dude, like, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? I mean, another Coen Brothers movie. No surprise. Same dudes who did The Big Lebowski and The Dude. Just one of the greatest movies of all time. It captures the era so freaking well too. Like, it's so easy to imagine just a version of like the Depression era Deep South. That just goes exactly like that. Like top to bottom. And I love how they put the character of Tommy Johnson in there. And they actually called him Tommy Johnson instead of Robert Johnson. Because a lot of Casual Blues listeners don't know, there was a Tommy Johnson who put together the whole mythology of a hellhound on my trail and selling his soul to the devil for the power of incredible guitar and music skills. The blues is fraught with people borrowing from each other through the ages. So this is not like some criminal or like a, crazy phenomenon. It's just how it was. But yeah, Robert Johnson definitely heard Tommy and his story of, selling his soul to the devil and whatnot. He's like, yeah, I could do that too. Yeah, the best part, I was about to say, Proxy Log, you beat me to it. I was about to say, yeah, which one? There's three, right? I think there's 3 different markers for Robert Johnson, but 2 of them I think could only possibly contain his body. I've been to his birthplace, Proxy Log. So between you and I, we've been to the Alpha and the Omega of Robert Johnson. How wild is that? Zeta and I randomly stopped by his hometown on one of our random road trips last summer, which was really cool. Because I've been a Robert Johnson fan since, I don't know, late grade school, early high school. Just a blues nerd, man. I'm a nerd for a lot of things, in case you guys didn't pick up on that. I don't know, there's something so powerful. At least one person was born and died in both of those places. Technically correct, which is the best kind of correct. Yeah, dude. Proxy Log, the last book that I read is called Dispatches from Pluto, and it's about this English dude who moves from downtown Manhattan to Pluto, Mississippi, which is in the middle of the Delta, and it's really a town, the planet, he says. Well played. And it's just like a place that is truly on the edge of civilization, and it's just like him trying to document the weirdness of the Mississippi Delta, including, the weirdness of Tunica. Tunica's a weirdness all of its own. But it just really captures that, just the absolute otherworldliness of that part of the country. Oh, awesome and dangerous. Absolutely. Awesome. Ow. But let me see. Where was I going with that? Oh, yeah. So a couple of my friends from school, Log, they went to a festival down there this past year. So the Mississippi Delta is known for its tamales. Maybe you didn't know this. It's not all just like cotton and blues music down there. But the Mississippi Delta Tamale Festival looks so hype. Because it's like, it's a take on Mexican tamales. But because the Mississippi Delta is known for its migrant and largely migrant working community. And so over the past like 70 plus years, you know, that's just not just like, you know, poor and destitute white and black people. It's also like the Hispanic population is pretty high in that part of the country. And so like all of these different cultures coalesced into the Mississippi tamale. And it's like a thing all of its own, supposedly. And I really want to try it, and I really want to go to this festival because it is a whole festival based around eating a lot of tamales. Sign me the fuck up. I want to see this. I want to experience it. Because heck, me, Zeta, and her best friend, we did a hot wing festival here in Shastatown, USA last fall. And that was so much fun. Just going around to different trucks and being like, you know what, that looks delicious, but I gotta leave a little room for that one because it looks good too. Ah. That is quite the random milestone. Proxy Log was in high school. The first time I went to Tunica, I saw women without shaved armpits and legs for the first time. You know, there's not a lot of yeah, Blues Festival, okay. They're too sad to shave. I don't know. That's how this happened. The more you know. I wish I had just a variety of gifts that can just throw up, you know, Shasta fact moment, Proxy Log fact moment, Unknown X fact moments, Zimba fact moments. Like, y'all educate me. Sometimes it's higher education, and sometimes, well, it's just armpits. This is coming together. Yes, sir. I like it. Make that a path block just to throw off my game a little bit here. Boom. Dang, that's a good thought. I could probably code a custom fact moment widget for stream elements that accepts the Twitch user as a variable. Dang, I bet that's true. I haven't lit all that up yet, have I? My torch grid is failing me. Well, I haven't lit up any of this either, so I don't know why I'm acting so surprised. Look at that beautiful, well, evenly lit, evenly distributed civilization. Torch grid as far as the eye can see. I ain't gonna screenshot that. Although I thought about it. I've been setting a lot of respawn points on this stream. Sheesh. String proxy fact moment. Indeed. Get me on some of those. So Absent Crabson, I am laying the groundwork of this fantastic vision that you and I have envisioned for this village. So I'm putting together my first road of the village that will cover like all of this. And so this is going to be like a riverside road with like the occasional like small building between it and the cliff face that leads down to the as yet unnamed river. I think so too. Like I need to hold off building any of these roads until I'm on stream, because I feel like you guys keeping me from overthinking the road is making it more random than it would otherwise be. And oh my god, that's perfect, Mon. I'm using it. This is the Yet2 River. Oh, that is a beautiful Humble throwback. It's a throwback to the Humble Minecraft server. Well, if you put it that way, Proxy Log, this is supposed to be a free... The villagers are supposed to freely roam around this whole future village that I'm staring at with my imagination right now. But yeah, I will have to trap them and bring them across the bridge to this spot right here. So it does involve a little bit of imprisonment. And actually, Log, there's something you need to see. Yeah, they're not going to be trapped later. No. Yet2 is a very beautiful name. That's not a beautiful name. I'm gonna hard swerve on that one right there. You see, Proxy Log, I have this. I have this right here, which is my villager breeder. Yeah. So, Log, these two guys, these two farmers that keep passing food back and forth and they like breed infinitely. Of course I'm breeding villagers. I needed 3 villagers to be forever terrified in my iron farm up there. You can see the zombie to scare them is moving up and down on a piston on a very fast timer. So that gives me the optimal spawn for an iron golem on top. We'll see one here in a sec, I'm sure. So those 3 are just forever terrified. And yeah, you know, there's human rights and there's villager rights. Here are 5 imprisoned clerics. And of course, Proxy Log, I have some... This is my trading room. And all of these guys have a zombie hiding behind them. And at any time, I can flip this switch and drop them down and they'll be killed by the zombie. Oh. Yeah, I look how different I look. Yeah. So Log, that gives me the most optimal trades if I let them become zombie villagers and then I bring them back to life with a golden apple and a potion. Look, man, there are some game mechanics that need to be abused in order to create this free village. I'm getting there. I haven't flown across this way in a long time. Haven't needed to with the bridge. That's right, this ain't free. This is hardcore. I like that. In the case of the trading hall, absolutely yes. Fear gets me the best return on investment. You can quote me on that. Right, Mon? 1.18 really just changed the game. Very literally, you know. As far as like the world generation goes, the world generation is just so dang pretty. Like, this is gorgeous. This is all gorgeous, of course. But you can find this all over the world, which is crazy. I got a nice lava fall down there. I'm in love with that statement. This beer tastes like chocolate milk and happiness. And of course, where's that confounded bridge? This bridge is so pretty, and just like the way the river opens up here now because I mined out all of that crap. You see my nice cozy house up there and a giant cactus farm. I am a huge fan of this world. And we're just adding to it one block at a time, you know? Caves are terrifying now. They're huge. They're so huge, and there's just so many places for shadows in them. Like, I am so glad that they changed the spawn mechanics. That if there's even just a single unit of light out of 15, a mob won't spawn there. They need absolute darkness now, and thank God, or whoever passes as God in Minecraft, that is the case. Because caves, they're so big, they're so dark, and it would just be covered in mobs. It's still pretty rough. Because of the exploration of villagers. The villagers did not explore this. Oh my God! Killberry, it's Pi Day. I could have built a round barn in Minecraft for Pi Day today if I'd been thinking. So Mon, there's zero light. Like, the moon does not give you any light in this game. Any usable light, that is. Dude, my reviews of those round barns just really popped off. The one I compared to Meryl Streep, it's got like 4,000 views, which is really saying something in the middle of rural Indiana. It's true. Well, to be fair, I literally just saw my first round barns the day before that we met up at Sharon's to eat. Is that true, Zimba? I didn't know that. The moon gives like 1 to 2. It gives like a base amount of light. That's pretty awesome. How have I never known that? Right, because I'm too busy dying on hardcore mode. Man, Mon, whenever anyone around me says something like, maybe I'll try blank, and it's not something just like horrifically detrimental to their health, you should try cocaine. No, I'm gonna be like super supportive of it. So you should absolutely try Minecraft again. Because it's the same game, it's just prettier. Which you like, yeah? You're a fan of a prettier Minecraft, I'm sure. But at the same time, it's also terrifying and exhilarating. And that's what I'm a fan of. And that may be what keeps you from playing. But there you go. Mon, are you just looking for someone to encourage you to color your hair? Is it because I said I would just offer an inspiring speech to anyone who says they might be thinking about trying something? Hell yeah, go wild. You know? I feel like there's people in, yeah, there's plenty of people in the chat, both guys and gals, who have experience with coloring their hair, and they would give you some encouragement as well. That's something I've never done. I've never been that rad. Well, you see, that's why I put in that stipulation, Zimba. That was a good try, by the way. That's why I put in that stipulation about, it has to be healthy. And Rocket League's not healthy. It's not. Yeah, maintenance. Dude, it's hard enough for me to sit down and, like, get a haircut. I couldn't imagine, like, coloring my hair. I'm sitting here having a flashback log. You did color your hair once, didn't you? It probably looked very Cosmic Coastline-y. Yeah, it's a very like faint memory. It's definitely when we were apart. In college. I mean, I've gotten my hair French braided at the suggestion of girls before. But I never went colored. I really liked the blue streak, Micah, back in the day. That wasn't too long ago. Yeah, that was a while ago. I liked the blue streak on you. That was a good look. And that would be an absolute nightmare to maintain, as you said. Also, why am I raising this? Stop, Shasta. Just rein it in. That band was fun. Dude, just playing in a local band is hella fun. That's why I'm trying to get this live thing back off the ground for me, because I miss it. I will repeat this refrain into the ground. There is no thrill quite like playing live music in front of an audience. Even if they don't care what you're doing, at least you're out there like, you know, expressing yourself, getting your own word out. Love that, man. I love that. Like, you can look at any picture that was taken of me while I was playing live music. Every single picture, I've got this big freaking goofy grin on my face because there is literally no other place on the planet that I would have liked to have been besides that very spot. Not bullshitting you in the slightest. Like, that is how much I love it. Oh man, Micah just dyed the purple over his natural hair color so it wasn't so damaging. Yeah, that's true. That is definitely a thing. Got to keep those follicles healthy. Not like I ever did, man. When I had long hair, I doubled the volume of my hair when my hair was long because it was nothing but split ends. My poor hair. No wonder why it keeps leaving. It's on Revolt. Revolt! I've truly rambled too much this time. I'm starting to squeak. I think I'm just gonna dig this back. Just follow like this general route. Oh, this is getting too linear, dude. Much better. So there's 3 notes in a string as part of this background song that I'm hearing. They were also used in the outro of an unreleased Led Zeppelin song called Swan Song, and it's really messing with my head. I keep expecting it to smoothly go into that Led Zeppelin song. I miss playing shows too, man. I miss it. I miss it just every day. I need to do more to change that. I mean, I'm going to be playing a live show, you know, in less than a month, about 3 weeks from now for the play. So that's pretty hype. That definitely scratches that itch. And then I got the Achilles stuff lined up once he has his guitar parts lined up. He's got a much more difficult task than I do with playing Achilles stuff live. Just because his parts are just so freaking intricate, and I cannot relate. I'm just sitting around with like my one drum parts. I'm like, hey man, why haven't you got all this together yet? Because I'm playing 5 instruments at once and singing? Okay, that's fair. I kind of like how this is moving a slight diagonal like that. That's suitably random. And man, I wish Unknown X was still here. I would compliment him because, man, this what is it? Coarse dirt? That changed everything. I think that the coarse dirt really is what really makes this. It adds just that third color, you know? Yeah, gray, beige, and the brown just really, chef's kiss. I gotta work some of that in back towards by my house. Wow, look at that. We are officially, I feel like Samwise Gamgee on the edge of the Shire, man. We are officially far enough away from my house that its chunk is unloading. Crazy. Love it. I gotta see how this looks from the air, man. We gotta do a little bit of quick flying. Pew! Okay, we got way up there. That looks good, man. Look at that. I'm gonna do my best not to splat here. That looks good. Dude. It's starting to feel real. Like, you can talk about starting a village all you want. You can talk about starting a big build all you want, but it doesn't really become real until you start placing those first blocks. And baby, oh, we got a stew going. Oh, Carl Weathers in Arrested Development. I want to have like some kind of a structure on the edge. Well, probably like right here. Like this area. Because I want to imagine boats coming down that canyon. And they can't even see a road right here. They might see like villagers walking on the road, right? I'm thinking of down in this town called Seminary, Mississippi, which is literally called that because there was a seminary there for priests at one point, where you can canoe down this river, and right along the river is a path, like a walking path, and you don't even know it's there until like you see a nun in the woods just like walking the path towards the church, and you're just over there canoeing, you know. I kind of imagine this having the same kind of aesthetic. Oh man, it's gonna take some time. It's gonna take some time to make that randomized road texture, but it's totally worth it. Look at this canyon, dude. Nothing but nature. And then you round the corner and suddenly, is that a cactus? Civilization! Love it. I love it. So cool, man. So cool. So that's actually where I'm going to leave you guys tonight. I'm on a pretty tight schedule. So I'm going to roll on out of here. But it was really nice hanging out with you all. Thanks for taking the time, participating in the chat, getting me all talkative and nostalgic and up in arms about planets. And yeah, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week. I plan on seeing you guys about that same time on Wednesday. So take care of yourselves, love one another, maybe drop me a follow if you're new here, and I'll catch you next time. The Shasta One, out skis.